lady. She'd be helping her. Look, the old lady.
Okresa kjöran, okresa klikten hytsin basain. Orkesa kälärän, okesa katserään, eli okesa huitain. Koidan taranan simfia fraisen fatak joini vittiä. Voidaan siellä paistiikin salfuaan. Komursa tariikille on paiteina ifriammeu. Kutsunahtaa ihan paiteina ifriammeu. Riesunnon nata oina labrajunan. Fiininen imstähin tingoi bioloidina hoiteja. Irikin ajan reishin krios leitse braga cha. Fuck with the loving Nazis, yes. Hey, 80 ajan reishin krios leitse braga cha. Fuck with the loving Nazis, yes. Hey, chunga chintina gaslight. Oli kaksa koidoren kotaulu, kaksa koksa kun try festistin no faksa moirak vatsinani osa. Kuolehtan tige Christ, I still on me line. Diktailin implanses, alle kuin. Jona skyline, le boskera.
All right, welcome to the show. You know, it's amazing how Republicans have completely relinquished their job. I mean, the whole idea of having two branches, the multiple branches of government for checks and balances. That's the whole idea. So when you have a president that, right before, he should have been impeached the moment he launched his meme coin. That's impeachment. Imagine if Obama coin came out before Obama was president, right? Would Obama, type 1 in chat, if you think Obama would have launched a meme coin before he took office, whether he would have been impeached. Type a 1 in chat. Let's go through everything. If Obama or Biden would have launched a meme coin that netted him $100 million, would he have been impeached? Right? Type a 1 in chat. I would have fucking called for his impeachment. Wouldn't you call for his impeachment if Obama or Biden launched the meme coin, right before his election, leveraging his the fact that he's about to be president? Wouldn't you want to impeach Obama? Right? Wouldn't you want to impeach him? Look at these, right? Look at these, like these little guys, you can't admit it. Look at them right there. Oh, he's all bent hurt, right? Because they know I'm right. I'm right. You would have impeached him. Look, go back into the basement. They know it. They know damn well if Obama would have launched the Obama coin before his election. I'm just going to go through all the fucking different shit. Do you think if Obama had 38,000 references in the fucking Epstein files. 38,000, and those are the unredacted ones, right? 38,000 references in the fucking Epstein files. Do you think he would be fucking immediately impeached? Dude, you can't have a fucking president with 38,000 references in a fucking pedophile. Come on. Come on, right? Type a 1 in chat if you think if Obama had 38,000 references, right? More than anyone else. Do you think he would have been impeached? Type a 1 in chat. Or if Biden, of course he would, dude. What the fuck, dude? 38,000 references to Trump, Mar-a-Lago, his businesses, all this stuff. Ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous of Obama. Type a 1 in chat if you think Obama, if he would have said, right when he was about to lose term, you got to fight like hell. I've ordered this, he orders an event on January 6th. He ordered an event on January 6th. You got to fight like hell or we're going to lose our democracy. And Obama rallies up a whole bunch of unhinged, right? Black people. A bunch of unhinged black people, right? Waving flags and with guns, and they beat the shit out of 150 police officers, causing the death of 5 of them. 5 of them ultimately died. And do you think Obama would have been impeached? Or Joe Biden? I would want his ass impeached. All right? Do you think if imagine if Obama would have gotten, $400 million. $400 million for his fake crypto business sold to UAE prince. $400 million, right? And then as a result of that, not only do they get a military base in America, right? Oh, yeah, you get a military base. Oh, and also, let's not forget getting the $400 million airplane. Right? That Obama says, listen, when I'm done with the president, I'm taking that bitch with me. We're going to spend $400 million fixing it up, and then I'm going to take it with me. It's going to be part of my library, right? Oh, it's just going to sit at my library. Do you think Obama would have been impeached? I would want the bitch impeached. Wouldn't you want him impeached? Type a 1 in chat if you agree. You'd want to fucking impeach that bitch, right? For taking bribes. And not only that, now it turns out we're giving them 500 million chips. Or 500,000. So 500,000 is 500,000. I mean, it can't be 500 million. 500,000 chips a year. They're getting 500,000 chips a year of the most powerful NVIDIA chips, the most coveted, our deepest, our most. It's the only thing keeping our country afloat is the AI, right? You understand that? It's the AI. It's literally 10 companies that are keeping this country from not falling to a recession. That's it, right? When you want Obama, wouldn't you think selling Americans' national secret, their chips, to, and understand that this guy, this country, the prince of this country is best friends with Xi, right? You understand? They're really tight. The family, these chips are going right into China. They're just acting as a reseller. They fucking bribe. They did what's known as proxy. This is all called proxy, espionage, proxy. Wouldn't you want Obama in jail if Obama did that? Look how quiet you are. Of course you wanted, right? Of course you put Obama in jail. And this is what's, and this is what's insane. Is that this fat fuck, fake fuck, pedo, rapist, is you guys are giving the clear. Everyone, we see what's happening. You saw what happened in Texas, right? A district that has for the last 50 or 80 years have always been red, went blue. You saw what happened, right? Every one of these bitches, every one of these Republicans, Gomer and everything else, who didn't do their job, they're all going. All these Republicans are going. You see that? The other election where AIPAC lost. They outspent. See, money doesn't matter anymore. Americans are fucking upset. We're not dumb. We're like, what the fuck, dude? We're not dumb, dude. We're not dumb. No, you need to cope there, Jeremy. You need to cope. Right? You lost a deep red, right, district that you won by 21 points by 14. Right? You lost deep red states. There is a reckoning coming. It is the Democratic Tea Party. And fuck Schumer. Fuck all these AIPAC Democrats. All these Democrats that are in bed with AIPAC, with billionaires that are all over these Epstein files. MAGA was just a fucking psyop. It turns out that MAGA was just an Epstein-Bannon set. These two bestie buddies, right? Bestie buddies, right? Created MAGA. All your QAnon came out of Epstein. Turns out from the files. You guys are so fucking dumb, dude, because you're stupid. You know, MAGA's, intellect, they're stupid. And this is factual. I'm not doing this is not derogatory. This is in the data. MAGA are fucking stupid. They've got a second grade, third grade education. They're easily to manipulate. They fucking believe anything. They're just fucking stupid bitches. That's all they are, dude. And that's the comedy. We got Nazis in America now. Nazis. Right? You ever watch Inglourious Bastards? Them Nazis. We don't like them Nazis. Guess what? Americans don't like them Nazis. MAGA, you are a fucking minority. You are a fucking minority. And Inglourious Bastards, they're rising up. The Inglourious Bastards. What's going on here? I shouldn't make fun of Kid Rock. Who else could sing, authentically about grooming up? Yeah, I know, dude. That is funny. Yeah, I mean, he talks about Kid Rock. I mean, this is your Christian. This Kid Rock. Thanks for the pivot there, Porgy. Thanks for your pivot. Right. All right. Here, whack a few. Oh, goddamn phone wasn't plugged in. I lost connection. Biden and Bill Clinton are in the files. Yeah. And Bill, here's the beautiful thing about Bill. Yeah, they are. Yeah. And so is 38 of Trump's inner circle, right? So is 28. Put him in jail. We don't give a fuck. See, this is what's funny, right? About, you bitches, dude. You guys think we care about Bill and Biden, right? Biden is actually not in the files. The only time Biden's in there is just referenced as a president. He's not in the files, dude. That's what's funny. Biden's not in the files. Obama's not in the files, other than a reference, right? But Trump, 38,000 references for fucking Trump, dude. Insane. All right. Big beautiful Bill is going to testify, and you see what the Clintons have done. Public testimony, Gomer. Public testimony. Oh my God. I hope when they ask the question, Mr. Clinton, President Clinton, you're in the files as having sexual relations with Donald Trump. Do you feel like commenting on that? You know what Bill should answer? I plead the fifth. I can't either affirm or deny that I've had sexual relations with Donald Trump. God damn! Can you imagine if Bill pleads the fifth on Big Beautiful Bill question in public, right? I can never confirm or deny I've had sexual relations with President Trump. Oh my God, he would break the fucking internet. He would break the internet, dude. Go look at the Epstein files, bitch. 38,000 times. You think he didn't know it? Best friends with Epstein, hung out with him. Katie Johnson, fact. Katie Johnson, sworn court testimony, which is you know, if you make a sworn statement to a court, when you do a deposition, you can listen to Katie Johnson's deposition. It's on the internet. Go listen to Katie Johnson's deposition, right? Oh, should we go listen to Katie Johnson's deposition? All right, that's a sworn statement, right? If she lied at a deposition, she goes to jail. Why hasn't Trump had his DOJ arrest her and put her ass in jail for lying in a sworn deposition? Why? Go ahead. Can anyone answer me? Why hasn't Trump had Katie Johnson arrested and thrown in jail, right, for lying on a deposition? That's a felony. That's a felony. Right? That's a felony. Yeah, the Democrats, all right, you like pedos. You guys love your pedos. You are all pedophile aligned. You all like rapists. That's what you are. You love your rapists. You love your pedos. That's what MAGA turns out to be. You're all full of shit. You all went crazy over Pizzagate, and you were kind of right. Right? I thought it was a complete, hogwash. I have to admit, see what difference in you and me? Hey, I was wrong. There was pizza, right? Pizza was code for girl. And Donald Trump was the pizza, delivery with his underage, with his Mar-a-Lago 92, him measuring the vulva, during the 90, turns out during the 92, they were having vulva measurements. They were measuring the vulva, him and Epstein and Mar-a-Lago, completely. How disgusting. You guys, you bunch of fake fuck Christians in there measuring the vulva, right? Measuring the vulva. 92, disgusting. You are all a bunch of disgusting little bitches. That's what you are. Just disgusting. You are all fake fuck Christians. With that said, let's turn on some music here. Let's get some music going for you fake fuck Christians, pedal loving Nazis. You guys like kneecap? Here's some kneecap for you. Kneecap. There you go. Woo. Left my speaker at home. The kneecap. A lot of snow here. I'm coming up. We're right here in Minnesota. About to arrive. Look, Minnesota, snowy in Minnesota. We're headed to the ice facility. We're about to get down. Let's get down. Join that protest. Get out there. Protest. It's amazing. Trump isn't in jail. It's amazing that Trump has still not been impeached. I know, Moritz. Look at them all. Look at all these pedo lovers, dude. Pedo lovers. Bannon is all over in there with his interviews. 38,000 times. Actually, we need to do we need to do the song. We got to do JS's song. Here, hold on. Let's get JS's song.
In the Quran 4 times, Jesus in the good book 1500, Trump and the pedophiles 38,000, and that's just what they let us see. I barely knew the guy, right? 38,000 times in the pedophile stash, more than both the prophets. Now ain't that a laugh? He said said I barely knew him, we got pictures galore. Besties at the parties, what you line for? If that's barely knowing, let me take a look. You're naming pedophiles, more than Jesus in the good book. Liar, liar, pedo supplier. Liar, liar, the stakes get higher. 38,000 times. Exposed again. 38,000 times. With his kitty touching friend. 38,000 times. The truth don't care. 38,000 times. Donnie was there. Never flew on his plane, that's what you said. Files came out, now your face is red. Your club was the honey pot.
He flew to the island.
Gave him the location, what you got to
Oh
say.
my God, Trump was on the island.
For the host, Epstein came recruiting right under your nose. Liar, liar, pedo supplier. Liar, liar, the stakes get higher. Liar, liar, pedo supplier. Liar, liar, the stakes get higher. 38,000 times. Exposed again. 38,000 times. With his kitty touching friend. 38,000 times. The truth don't care. 38,000 times. Donnie was there.
Can you imagine if Obama was in the pedo files, the Trump files, 38,000 times, if there was references to Obama, 38,000 times? Do you think, type a 1 in chat if you think there would be a call for his impeachment if he was president? Imagine Obama, right? In the Epstein files, you know, back in 2008 when he was arrested the first time, you know, imagine. Do you think he would have been? Type a 1 in chat if you think if Obama was president and he was mentioned 38,000 times, right, referenced, do you think he would be impeached? Type a 1 in chat. Or type a 0 if you think he wouldn't be. I'm curious. Type a 0, right? Type it. What do you think? Absolutely. Absolutely. How am I stupid? I'm asking you a simple question. You look, notice how the deflection. Notice the deflection. Notice the deflection. Right? Look. Sneaky says no, Obama wouldn't be impeached. Okay, all right, Sneaky. Listen, or Sweaty. Sweaty Sasquatch. Look at Sweaty Sasquatch, dude. You can see the maggots simply by their dumb fuck names, right? Another, all right, Sweaty. How about if Obama launched the Obama coin, all right? If Obama launched the Obama coin right before taking president and netted hundreds of millions of dollars in transaction fees and everything else, do you think he would have been impeached? Type a 1 if you think Obama would be impeached if he launched the Obama coin right before taking office, right? Look at them all. Look at them all deflecting. Look at them all fucking can't answer the question. Type a 1 if you think, Obama would have been, I would have fucking won his impeachment. I mean, type a 1 if you'd wanted Obama's fucking impeachment for launching the Obama coin, right? Right, the Obama coin. Absolutely. Absolutely. How about this? All right. What if UAE gave Obama a $400 million jet, and then Obama goes, that jet, oh yeah, we're going to take that jet. Obama didn't talk about this, but, oh yeah, we're going to take that jet, and then it's going to be part of my library. Obama talks like Trump. Oh yeah. Do you think, wouldn't you want him impeached if he took a fucking UAE jet, cost another $400 million to retrofit, and then he's like, now he's going part of my library? Type a 1 in chat if you want to impeach that bitch. I would impeach that bitch. It's fucking doing that shit. How about this? How about on top of that, right? So he doesn't like, well, not quite enough. It is, you know, maybe it's not, right? We have something called the emoluments. Right, I can't even say emoluments clause, saying you can't get gifts, right? On top of that, well, you know, then he gets president, right? And then he gives, what if he gives UAE, which Trump has given UAE a military base? You know that the Muslims have a military base where they have their own military base in America? Are you aware of that? That they have their own military base. Trump gave them a military base as part of that deal. If Obama had given the UAE a military base for they could, you know, fly and, you know, learn F-16s and everything, whatever, F-20, whatever they are now, F-28s or F-32s, F-31s, whatever, would you want Obama impeached? Giving a foreign country a U.S. military base in America? America. In America, right? Type of 1 in chat if you'd be like, fuck that shit, dude. That guy needs to go. That guy needs to be fucking impeached. Giving a military base, right? On top of that, right? On top of that, what if Obama, all right, he launches his Obama Mutual, Liberty Mutual. He launches Liberty Mutual, right, crypto fund. And what if the same UAE invested, $400 million, by 47% of the company, netting Trump $400 million, right? Or in this case, Obama. Would you want Obama impeached? If he enriched himself off the presidency by $400 million. Type of 1 in chat. Type of 1 in chat. If you would fucking say impeach that bitch, dude. Impeach that bitch. Type of 1 in chat. Obviously, yeah. Yeah. You'd want to impeach. You impeach that. Right? How about this? Then he turns around, right? And then that same country and all this stuff, like look at the layering of the cake. The plane, the crypto coin, right? All these hundreds of millions of dollars going to Obama, right? And then on top of that, then he goes, oh, our most valuable asset are our top NVIDIA AI chips, right? Our supercomputers, our AI chips is the most important thing. And then what if Obama then agreed to allow, right, UAE or it was it's UAE country, right? Can't remember if it's Qatar. To buy 500,000 of these chips, 500,000 of these chips a year. 5,000 chips, which, and it turns out that this prince, right, of this country that's getting it, UAE, they're best friends with Xi. They're best friend. Qatar, thank you. Yeah, it's Qatar. Thank you. All right, Qatar, and they're best friends. They're best friends with Xi. So it's just gonna be, our chips, our top chips, are just going to China. China, who's building better cars than us, that are net energy positive than us, all these different things, right? They're now making top end goods. It's amazing. I know, look at that. Fuck Trump. It's not, it's actually tape. You know how hard it is to write fuck Trump backwards on there? All right. Can you imagine Obama and all you bitches are you're such in riding Trump's ass. Trump has a big black ass, right? It's a donkey, big donkey. It's got all sorts of, nastiness, crustaceans on it, right? Because he doesn't wipe it. He can't reach back there and wipe it. And you guys love to ride that big ass of his, right? You love to ride it. You love it. That's all you guys are doing. Bunch of crustaceans all over it. Disgusting. Yeah. He's probably got like all the bruising you see on his hand, from all the pounding. He's there. And that poor girl, the poor girl that's turned out has been giving him blowjobs, on the Resolute desk. That poor girl, that aide of his, turned out that she's been down there, sucking on his deformed wiener. Why is it that all the fucking, dipshits in the world's got deformed little wieners? Him and Epstein, it's crazy. It's fucking crazy. No, it's his assistant. She's got dark hair. They did a thing on it that he's his girlfriend. She's his girlfriend, giving him a little sucky under the table. All right? Disgusting. I'm a pervert. You with the Epstein file, 38,000 times in the Epstein files. God damn. Nah, it's his assistant. She has that long black hair. They did a thing on it. Someone did a thing. I can't remember who it was. They broke it that she's dating Trump on it. Hold on, let's hit some more music. For some reason, I didn't add these to my playlist. Let's see here. Let's make sure all these on. We gotta add, make sure these songs are added.
And the Lord shall provide
Okay, that one's added.
a return on your investment. They got him. Muhammad in the Quran. 4 times. Jesus in the good book. 1,500. Trump in the pedophiles. 38,000. And that's just what they let us see. I barely knew the guy right. 38,000 times in a pedophile stash. More than both the paths now. Wait, that I laugh. He said I barely knew him. We got bitches galore.
Oh, look at the little birds. Look at all the birds on the road. What the fuck they doing? See all the little birds?
Jesus in the good book. Pedo supplier.
Look at all the birds. Look at them all. Look at them all there. They're all getting the, look at the birds. They're gathering the rice.
Muhammad in the Quran.
I guess. Look at them all.
4 times. Jesus in the good book.
We are here checking out little birds. Well, there's some on the road here. What are they doing?
I barely knew the guy right. 38,000 times in a pedophile stash. More than both the prophets now. Wait,
No, they don't, dude. Sleazy. Sleazy down, dude. Oh, they don't.
Jesus in the good book. Liar, liar. Pedo supplier. Liar, liar. The stakes get higher. 38,000 times. Exposed again. 38,000 times. With his kitty touching friend.
Those cute little birds. They're, yeah, there's this, the reason what they're doing here is actually really kind of clever. So right here, you see this here? That's rice. You see that's rice. So this field was harvested, right? And then the rice grew up again. It's like bird seed, and they're in here eating the rice. I can see the rice on the plants. It's like 2nd generation rice. Oh, poor Sleazy, look at you. Just a Nazi, just a fake fuck Christian, PETA-loving Nazi. Look at them all in here. You know, coping, dude. If you sat down and went through all the shit, here's the bottom line. If you sat down and went through all the shit that Trump has done in this country, and you just played the little game, God, if Obama was doing this, what would I do? That's all you need to do. And you realize that, and that's why you're in denial. That's why you guys are so angry. That's why all you have is vitriol. Because you know I'm right. If Obama did any of the shit Trump did, you'd be screaming for his impeachment. But because it's Trump, you know, because I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand. See, that's the difference between if you're in a cult and you're not in a cult. You can't see. You can't see the hypocrisy. You can't see the evil. You just can't see it. You know, when you literally execute a guy, right? You know, and you see, and you can actually see it, right? There's actually a photograph showing the execution of a guy on his knees holding his cell phone and getting a bullet in the back of his fucking neck, dude. A bullet in the back of his neck by an IDF trained individual. These are all IDF, you know? This is what you're supporting. This shit's what you're supporting, right? This shit is this is no different than Nazi Germany, guys. No different than Nazi Germany. All right? No different. And then when you mock their death, I mean, look, what does it say about you? Say their name's pretty good, right? When you mock their names like that, what does it say about you? What does it say about your character? When you mock the unfortunate deaths of Americans who were executed, who were murdered by the deep state. The deep state that you vowed and wanted to get rid of is the state that you created. You created the deep state. You know, there was a deep state before, but you supercharged it. You have a paramilitary organization now that is a secret police. ICE is a secret police. They wear masks. They don't wear cameras. They're not accountable. They don't give a fuck. They're a secret police. How is ICE? How is ICE different from the Gestapo? Right? How is he different? Absolutely not. They're exactly the same. And here you are, here you are thinking this is a good thing. Your Second Amendment's going bye-bye. Trump is already talking about taking your Second Amendment. Doesn't believe in guns. All right? Look at him. 80 facts. Charlie Kirk. Look at him go. Charlie Kirk. Look at him go. God, these bots, dude. All right? Look at them all. It's just insane. It's just fucking insane. Jungle deaf to anything. Exactly. They're exactly, no dear. They're jungle deaf to all facts, dude. All right. Hey, look at this swanky Sasquatch, dude. Get the fuck out. All you fucking Nazis in here, dude. You're just a bunch of pedo-loving Nazi, right? You're just a bunch of pedo-loving Nazis. That's all you are. You're fucking pedo-loving Nazis. Look at them all. Look at them all. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. You're deported, bitches. Right? You're deported. You're all deported. All deported. Right? Better words? Pedo-loving Nazi? Dude, there's a whole fucking playlist. Right? There's fucking music. Hours and hours of music. All about you fucking pedo-loving Nazis. All right? Look at Jay. Jay, you guys fucking crack me up. All right? Fucking crack me up. Yeah, just no point, dog. See what I'm doing? Just whacking them all. You whack them. We don't fight with trolls, dude. We just whack them because that's, these are the bitches that are gonna have ice carved on their fucking head, dude. These are the dipshits that are gonna have ice. All right, look at them all go, dude. They're all incensed. Look at them all. See how fucking epic my trolling is? Look how incensed I get them. Look how crazy they go, dude. Look how crazy they go. All right. You can yell at them and then just delete them. I unhide them. We whack them. The thing that trolls hate the most is taking away their voice. Trolls hate it when you take away their voice, dude. You fucking mute them bitches. Mute them. They hate it, dude. They fucking hate it. It drives them crazy. They fucking get so mad and they can't say anything. Look, here diarrhea in the channel. There he is, Dr. Diarrhea. Oh my God. Dude, I do get a lot of fun fucking with MAGA though. They're such dumb fucks. You can't get any dumber and they know I'm right. If you just play the game, if Obama was mentioned 38,000 times, right? Referenced 38,000 times in the Epstein files, would you want him impeached? And the answer is absolutely. Want his bitch ass impeached. If Bill Clinton was, or anyone, if Biden was, anyone was referenced in the fucking Epstein files 38,000 times, you'd want his ass impeached, right? And that's fact. But not these guys. Not these guys. No, not these guys. These guys, oh no, Trump didn't know nothing. Oh no, Katie Johnson. Oh, I don't know why he didn't sue her. I don't know why she's not in jail. I don't know. What's there? Here. For all you people, okay? You guys know, type a 1 in chat if you know Katie Johnson. Right? Hilarious.
These documents are solid, they are foundational, and they will reward serious engagement. Many of you have said something important, for example, that no one else is talking about this. That is not accidental. Most people do not understand presumption or authority, jurisdiction, or status. And because they don't understand this system, they are easily distracted by exotic theories, buzzwords, and guru-driven explanations that sound compelling but miss structure entirely. If we don't understand the language of the actual system, we will always be operating inside someone else's framework or understanding, and never understanding either. Separately, many of you have acquired the SOU for You package and the Liberty Dialogues volumes, and we've already begun private discussions on how to apply them personally and how to replicate the work that we're doing here, but to do it personally in your own life. And I don't say this lightly, but the Liberty Dialogues and their use with AI will change how you see everything. Later today, these documents are solid. They are found.
These will make your
Everyone's talking about the release of the Epstein files, and here's a key takeaway that I feel like most people overlook. We as humanity are being called to withdraw our attention from politicians, celebrities, all of these kind of people that the masses have worshipped, that have been doing really dark stuff.
Super Bowl.
Here's how I eat like a food.
I
shaved my juicy.
Hey everyone, I'm coming to you from Africa, and right before I go into the service, I had this thought that I wanted to share with you. You can preach the blessings, you can...
Alright, this is just wild to me. My brother and I grew up listening to Little John. Like, this man's voice is literally baked into an entire generation's childhood. And now I'm sitting here reading that his son, DJ Youngslade, is believed to be dead. Police in Georgia say a body was pulled from a pond near the family's home, and while they're still confirming details, they believe it's him. He'd been reported missing earlier this week after leaving home barefoot, without his phone, and possibly disoriented. No foul play has been reported so far, but imagine that as a parent. One day you're asking for prayers for your kid to come home safe, and the next, police are pulling a body from the water.
Brad Pitt is 61.
When a hero stumbles,
I will do good.
jobless comes rising unexpectedly to 231,000. That's against the prior week. 4-week moving average 212, rising to 231 from 209, and I think 212 was expected. Continuing claims, Joe, rising to, it looks like 1.844 million. From 1.819. So a little bit of deterioration there on both sides. I'm trying to figure out when that was the least one or the highest one since. And it looks like you got to go back quite a ways here. Anyway, back to certainly last year sometime. Chicago Fed with this this new indicator here, 4.4%, which is pretty much what was expected. Challenger layoffs, though, they were a challenging number here, 108,000. That was the worst January since 2009. UPS and Amazon among those with the big layoff.
The worst layoff since 2009. That's the economic crisis. Trump has created an economic crisis, right? The dollar's tanking. The markets are tanking, right? Jobs are tanking, all because of Trump. You know, the worst president in fucking history. Anyway, hope you guys had fun whacking the MAGAs. That's what this channel's all about. It's about whacking the MAGAs as they come in here. I don't even know anything. I don't know Brandy. I don't know who Jordan Peterson is either. Troll Slayers. I know. It's all fun. That's what this channel is. We go live. The trolls come in here. We fuck with them. We time them out, right? We do it again every day. Get our it's called whack them out. I didn't run the bot. It's good when the agent's running, because then you're getting points and stuff like that. It makes it more funny on there. So oh really? Yeah, I'm not up with all these young musicians.
People realize just how crazy it is.
Why am I seeing all this
Marks
fucking
at my
shit?
socks. Not after this.
We received your message.
Why am I seeing all this nonsense, dude?
Has anyone
Delete laws. Do you guys know delete laws? You know, delete laws is in court. All right, he's suing. He's suing the police officers. He's in federal court. I don't know if you guys saw that. Delete laws. I like delete laws. Oh, let's chill here for a moment, since we still got a few people in here. Why? The question is why aren't you free? Cheater, why aren't you whining? That's the question. Right? Why aren't you whining? I guess we'll never find out. Jordan Peterson. Who's Jordan Peterson? I don't know who Jordan Peterson is. Well, how gozaimasu. Delete Laws actually, he actually is kind of an anarchist, but he goes around, Delete Laws goes around and exposes police corruption.
There are a lot of questions as to whether the actions by the federal agents in Minneapolis before the fatal shootings of Renee Good and Alex Pretty will come into a federal trial. Well, the answer was given by the U.S. Supreme Court in a unanimous decision last year. Let's discuss. I'm Dave Ehrenberg, former state attorney for Palm Beach County, a.k.a. the Florida Lawman, here on Legal AF, where we meet at the intersection of law and politics. And I've been hearing a lot of questions about whether the actions of these federal agents, whether ICE or Border Control, whether they will be presented as evidence against these agents if there's a criminal trial against them. Will the jury be able to look at the actions in advance? For example, the agent who stood in front of Renee Good's car, the agent who pepper sprayed and pushed down Alex Pretty, who was just trying to help another person who wasn't committing a crime. All those things that put these tragic events in motion, will they get introduced as evidence, or will the jury just look at the moment that the agents decided to fatally shoot these two individuals? But the same U.S. Supreme Court just last year, in a unanimous decision written by Justice Kagan, one of the liberals on the court, came out with a ruling that is very relevant to these situations, and it has been under discussed. According to the U.S. Supreme Court, in the case of Barnes versus Felix from May 15th, 2025, you have to look at the totality of the circumstances even before the shooting occurred. You have to look at everything, what's set into motion. You can't just wear blinders. You can't just look at a shooting in a vacuum. And here's a situation in the Barnes v. Felix case. Felix was a law enforcement officer. He was patrolling a highway outside of Houston, and he got a radio call about a car on the road with outstanding toll violations. So Felix spotted the car, and it was a Toyota Corolla, and he turned on his emergency lights and initiated a traffic stop. Now, the driver was a guy named Ashton Barnes. He pulled over to the shoulder of the highway, and Felix's car was right behind it. And what happened was Felix asked Barnes for his license and proof of insurance. Barnes replied he did not have his license with him and that his car was a rental in his girlfriend's name. So as he spoke, Barnes rummaged through some papers inside the car, and that caused Felix, the cop, to tell him several times to stop digging around. Felix also said that he smelled marijuana and asked if there was anything in the car he should know about. Barnes responded that he may have some ID in the trunk. So Felix told him to open the trunk from his seat. Barnes did so while turning off the ignition. Now, all this happened in less than 2 minutes. And so then, with his right hand resting on his holster, Felix told Barnes to get out of the car. Barnes opened the door but did not exit. Instead, he turned the ignition back on. Felix unholstered his gun, and as the car began to move forward, Felix jumped on to its door sill and shouting, "Don't effing move," he said the full word. It's a family show, so I'll say it's "don't effing move." And with no visibility into the car, because his head was above the roof, he fired 2 quick shots inside. Barnes was hit, but he still managed to stop the car. Felix then radioed for backup. By the time it arrived, Barnes was dead. And all told, it was about 5 seconds that elapsed between when the car started moving and when the car stopped. Within that time, 2 seconds had passed between the moment that Felix stepped onto the door sill and the moment he fired the first shot. Now, importantly, in making its decision here, the court did not address what they said was a different question, which is whether in use of force cases like this one, how or whether an officer's own creation of a dangerous situation factors into the analysis here, whether the shooting was reasonable. But in the ruling, which is applicable to the Minneapolis cases, they said that the totality of the circumstances inquiry into a use of force has no time limit. Of course, a situation at the precise time of the shooting will often be what matters most. It is, after all, the officer's choice in that moment that is under review. But earlier facts and circumstances may bear on how a reasonable officer would have understood and responded to later ones. Or, as the federal government puts the point, those later in-the-moment facts cannot be hermetically sealed off from the context in which they arose. Taking account of that context may benefit either party in an excessive force case. Prior events may show, for example, why a reasonable officer would have perceived otherwise ambiguous conduct of a suspect as threatening, or instead, they may show why an officer would have perceived the same conduct as innocuous. The history of the interaction, as well as other past circumstances known to the officer, thus may inform the reasonableness of the use of force. So the fact that Renee Good said, "Hey, I'm not mad at you. It's okay, dude. It's fine, dude." Nope. That will be introduced as evidence, and that could come back to haunt the agent in that case. And the actions of Alex Preti trying to help a woman, trying to take a video of what was going on, where they saw a camera in his hand, that will come into play. And if you're wondering, what about the earlier incident when Mr. Preti had kicked out the taillight of that car? You saw that other video. That doesn't play into the question of the reasonableness of this actual shooting, unless the officer was the same officer in the first incident as the second incident. And the answer apparently is no, it was not the same agent in the second incident as the first incident. So you can't say, well, he remembered him from the first incident, knew that he had committed a crime and kicking out the taillight. No, that these are two separate incidents. The second group of agents were unaware of that first incident, and so it won't play a part. But will play a part in the actions of the agents during the actual encounters, before, during, and after. And so in the Barnes v. Felix case, the district court had granted a verdict for the officer, saying that it's the moment of threat rule. That's what applies. The appellate court affirmed, agreeing with the district court, but the U.S. Supreme Court unanimously overturned that case. Reversed, sent it back, saying no. The events leading up to the shooting are relevant. And that's going to play a part in the cases if they are ever brought to trial. And I think eventually there will be a state indictment here, and there could be a criminal trial against the agents in both the Renee Good case and the Alex Preti case. And we'll be following it here at Legal AF. I'm Dave Ehrenberg, a.k.a. the Florida Lawman. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, share with a friend, leave a comment below. Also, check out my Substack at Dave Ehrenberg for more content. I'll see you there. And
that's interesting. I like her. Anyone else like her?
None other than Moses Mike Johnson, who honestly thinks that he is hand-chosen by God, and God told him he was Moses.
Immigration is not something that's frowned upon in Scripture. In fact, it's welcome. We're going to welcome the sojourner and love our neighbor as ourselves. But what's also important in the Bible is that assimilation is expected and anticipated and proper.
Here's the thing I just want to jump in to say. I would imagine, considering that he's an alleged heterosexual, that he's assimilated into heterosexual society. This man says he believes that homosexuality is a choice. By admitting that, you're owning that you had to choose something that wasn't natural to you. So this man speaking about assimilation is on point to me, because he's had to assimilate.
I like her. She's so good.
I think it's all real. I think we all knew it was going to be horrific, and we don't even know the half of it, but it is worse than we're all expecting. But I'll tell you one thing that it has proved. Watching the administration dodge it and try to hurry it up and move along. I just saw today they don't think we should. The American people.
This is Sean, the Sean Show. He's a hardcore BAGA podcaster. Big deal, right? Turning on Trump, right? Listen,
Should be talking about this anymore.
I think it's really time for the country to get onto something else. Really. Now that nothing came out about me.
Well, I got news for you. The American people are the ones that voted you in. We're the ones that voted you in, and we told you what we wanted before your ass got in there. And you're not doing it. None of these people that we elected. It's pathetic. And so what it shows is a two-tier justice system, just like we all suspected and we've been talking about.
The two-tier justice system comes from Nazi Germany, by the way.
For years, the two-tier justice system. Why would you not investigate every single son of a bitch that went to that island? Doesn't mean they're all guilty. Doesn't mean that at all. But it at least calls for some type of investigation, not just sweeping the shit under the rug like they always do, and they always have done. They bat this shit around. They get people all fired up. And then there's no justice. None. I'll tell you what, though. There sure as hell would be if it would have been me and you. But nope. The political elites answer to no one. No one. That's how it goes. That's how it's been for a long, long time. Unbelievable.
That's Sean, the Sean Snow show, the Sean show. Can't fucking say it. Big MAGA influencer.
I don't even see right or left, Republican, Democrat, black, white. I don't see any of that shit anymore. I see good, and I see a whole lot of evil. And those are the two categories that we need to be concerned about. They are legitimately, proactively protecting.
Anyway, I'm getting off. My phone died. I'm going to go back to coding. But didn't he support Trump, or am I wrong? Wasn't he a Trump supporter? Sean Ryan, or no? I know, and they use our emotions. Like, he's so right in the sense that it's about, is it right or wrong? And that's the whole point of this stream today, was my whole Obama bit. Was it right if Obama did this, or was it wrong? It's wrong. Impeach him. The fact that MAGA can't see right or wrong. And you notice how they react with conflating. You see how they react, with attacks and everything else, because unconsciously they know, I'm right. This is about right or wrong. And if Obama would have done like 1/100th of what Trump has done, that bitch would be impeached. So, and maybe if we just keep hitting them every fucking day, right or wrong, what would you do if Obama? Put it in perspective, Obama. Because they're not even capable of doing that now, right? They can't, they don't even have the ability. They're so far up the butt of the fucking, Trump, right? They're so up his ass. They're so far in the cult that they can't even see it. I broke up. I'm a little upset today. I mean, I broke up with one of my best friends today, right? Who's a MAGA supporter. I consider my best friend. I just can't. After, he sent me an image of the pretty, kicking out the headlight or the tail light. Right? My best friend. Known this guy. Hung out with this guy. Stayed at him. Worked for him. Right? He voted for Trump for one thing and one thing only. Tax breaks. Tax breaks. He's a multimillionaire, multiple companies. I met him through gaming, you know. And the straw that broke the back today was him sending me a picture of Preddy. I'll hold on, let me read what he wrote. He wrote something like, oh, he wasn't such a good guy. He wasn't such a good guy. And I'm like, dude, so kicking out a tail light deserves execution? Is that what you're saying? And then I bombshelled him all the pictures I had created. If you go to my comments section, you see all the pictures I created of Nazi Germany and what ICE, you know, comparison that people have come up. Like, here's Nazi Germany, here's ICE, here's Nazi Germany ICE series I have on my last post and comments. And then at the end I said, you know, it's just like, let me know when you get out of the cult, dude. Let me know when you finally get out of the cult. If anyone at this stage is still fucking saying Trump's a great president, Trump is great and he's amazing and blah, blah, blah. After all that's going on with our economy, with our job, with the Epstein files, with all of the blatant fucking corruption. I mean, I didn't even get to the fucking. I mean, I didn't even get to my zinger. I did all those. I didn't do the $10 billion suing America. If Obama sued America for $10 billion, wouldn't you call for his impeachment? What the fuck, dude? You're president of America. Why the fuck are you suing America? Why are you suing American taxpayers? And taking away their health insurance. Why are you doing that shit? I tell you what, if Obama did it, that motherfucker would be impeached. If Biden did it, he'd be impeached, but not Trump. And I'd be for the impeachment, Obama and Biden. And that's where it gets different, is that these people cannot see right or wrong. Hey, James, I'm about to get off. You missed it. It was crazy. It went crazy numbers. How you doing? I'm getting off here. My phone's dead. I'll be on a little bit. I got to take Mikey to the hospital. So when Mikey gets up, he's got a fever. Mikey took off school today, so we got to go to the hospital. So when he gets up, I'm going to take him to the doctor's office. Is it empathy? I don't think they have zero empathy, number one. I don't think it's empathy, dog. I think it's blind loyalty, isn't it? Isn't there a thing called blind loyalty? They suffer from blind loyalty. To who? To what? What is this fucker doing for you? I mean, you're loyal to someone who doesn't do shit for you. I don't get it. Yeah, he'd be all right. He fucking was up all night gaming. He let his body run down and he caught himself a cold. He probably was playing this game all last night and was too tired to go to school. That's, maybe he's playing hooky. All right, Alfred. What's up, guys? James, everyone, good to see you in here. It was a banger. It was a banger. Later.